Hi, and welcome to Standard 16. Standard 16 is about constructions. Let's read the standard. Standard 16 says students perform basic constructions with a straight edge and compass, such as angle bisectors, perpendicular bisectors, and the line parallel to the given line through a point off the line. We're going to see that Standard 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is going to be problems 64 through 68. So let's look at 64. It says Marcia is using a straight edge and compass to do the construction below. What best describes the construction she is doing? Well, this one is kind of good to recognize. What she started with was line L and point P. And what she did was she constructed first this line, then she constructed this arc, and then with this arc, she constructed this arc, giving her this measure with her compass. She then used that measure for this arc and this arc, right here. All of that so she could construct a line from P through that intersection. And when you've got that intersection, you can see what's happening here. This line here that we're drawing is parallel to line L. So, what is she constructing? Well, a line through P parallel to line L. That sounds really good. Or B, a line through P intersecting line L. Well, it's clearly not intersecting line L. So, it can't be that. C, a line through P congruent to line L. All lines are congruent. That could never be the case, because all lines are congruent because they're all endless. And D, a line through P perpendicular to line L. Again, clearly there's no 90-degree angle here, so that cannot be the answer. The answer is A. Okay, 65. Given angle A, what is the first step in constructing an angle bisector of angle A? So we've got this angle bisector, and let me show you with the compass. The first thing they did was make this little arc right here. Then they went to these points, they made this arc here and this arc here. They did all of that so that they could connect from here through the intersection of those arcs. But the first thing, and this is what we need to know, the first thing they did was construct that arc. So did they draw ray AD? No, that was the fourth thing they did. Did they draw a line segment connecting points B and C? Well, there is no line segment connecting them. There's an arc, so that's also not true. From points B and C, draw equal arcs that intersect at D. Well, that would be these arcs here, but you have to have this arc before you can make these arcs, so that can't be the answer. So let's look at D. From point A, draw an arc that intersects the sides of the angle at points B and C. So like we said, from A, we make this arc. That's the first thing we did, therefore our answer is D. Okay, moving on to number 66. Scott. Scott is constructing a line perpendicular to line L from point P. Which of the following steps should be his first step? So, he's at P. I don't see how you can make these intersecting arcs from P, so that can't be a first step. That seems like a last step, right before you construct the perpendicular line. But you can't get there first. B, again, if all you have is P and the line, you can't make these arcs until you have these two lines. And those lines must come from somewhere, so this can't be the first step. So B is clearly not our answer. C, well here, can I make this arc from P? No, I need to have this. And how do I get this? I don't have this, so C also cannot be our answer. Let's look at D. D, this arc is made here. And to demonstrate what would happen, once you have that, you would make intersecting arcs from both of those points. You can do it like this. And when those arcs intersect, you line them up, and you've got your perpendicular line. So that is clearly the first step. That arc is the first step. So the answer is D. Alright, 67. Which triangle can be constructed using the following steps? A, put the tip of the compass on point A. B, open the compass so that the pencil tip is on point B. 3, draw an arc above AB. 4, without changing the opening, put the metal tip on point B and draw an arc intersecting the first arc at point C. 5, draw segments AC and BC. Okay, that may be a little confusing, but this drawing should tell you everything. Let me read them again while I show you what's happening. Put the tip of the compass on point A. Okay. Open the compass so the pencil tip is on B. Okay. Draw an arc above AB. Okay. Without changing the opening, put the metal tip on B and draw an arc intersecting at C. So once we have that arc, we've got point C where the two arcs intersect, and we construct. So what have we constructed? Well, a simple thing to think about is that if this distance is the same as any point on this arc and the same as any point on this arc, then this point here has to be the same distance from A and from B. In other words, these have to be congruent, and that distance has to be congruent to the distance you started out with. So you have 3 congruent sides. So is it right, obtuse, scalene, or equilateral? It is equilateral, which is exactly how it looks. Okay, one more. 68. What geometric construction is shown in the diagram below? Well, let's see. It looks like we made arcs from opposite sides. So we kind of made an arc this way and an arc this way. And then we took the intersection of the arcs and we did this. So clearly this arc is a constant distance from A, and this one is a constant distance from B. So then this point, because these arcs are congruent, has to be equal distance from B. This point as well has to be equal from A and B, I should say. So these 2 points are equal distance from A and B. When we connect them, the point here has to be exactly half the distance from A to B. So it bisects AB. If you look at the angle, it's clearly a perpendicular line. So what we should have here is a bisector that is perpendicular. So an angle bisector, no. A line parallel to a given line, definitely not. An angle congruent to a given angle, no. A perpendicular bisector of a segment. That's the one that makes sense. It cut the segment exactly in half and made a 90-degree angle. So the answer has got to be D. Okay, that's it for Standard 16. Rewind if you need to. Watch it a bunch of times if you need to. And I'll see you at Standard 17.